What's up, football fans? Here we are at West Ridge tonight. Science Hill and the Wolves taking it on tonight. We got what should be the the Wolves, and then the Science Hill Hilltoppers. Mike, what's a Hilltopper?
That's a good question. All I know is that they wear a top hat apparently.
on occasion, from time to time. Welcome to Gridiron Game Day. This is our Possum pregame show, 96.3 The Possum, sponsoring our pregame show. We got a lot of stuff going on here tonight. We've got the teams are getting ready to come out. We're getting ready to see the Wolf Walk here in a second. We've got a conference game tonight. Probably one of the biggest games for West Ridge tonight.
Yeah, West Ridge, they kind of need this game if they're going to have any shot at hosting a playoff game, but they have a tough task ahead of them tonight. Science Hill is playing really well all year.
Yeah, now, so tell us a little bit. Not everybody follows Science Hill at home. So tell us a little bit about what Science Hill's been doing here this season.
Science Hill has only lost one game, and that was to Maryville on a touchdown with 3 seconds left in which they were up. And so they had a game against Maryville that they could have won. And anytime you can play Maryville and say, hey,
within a touchdown,
we beat Maryville, let alone we almost beat them, that's tough. And then they were mad, and they came out frustrated last week against William Blount, and they put up 41 points in the first half on William Blount, which is a team that West Ridge lost to. So West Ridge has its hands full tonight.
And then so locally, they've already beaten Elizabethton.
Yep.
Right? So everybody cheers, yay, when Elizabethton gets beat. So we just got to – this is a big game with a lot of potential in it. We know that the last game of the season for them is Science Hill and Dobbins-Bennett, which will probably be for the number one seed for the conference. But West Ridge has an opportunity to host a playoff game here as a result of this.
If they can take Science Hill down, they already lost to Dobbins-Bennett. So if they win out in the conference, then they would be in the top 2 seeds for the playoffs. But at this point, if they drop this game, then they've got to win out in the conference to even have a chance at a playoff spot, let alone anything.
All right, so we got a lot more. We're going to talk about both of these teams right now, but right now we're going to kick it over to our friend Leslie Blevins.
Thanks so much, guys. It has been a challenging week this week for our community. It's also been a challenging week for BTES. Our crews have been working around the clock to restore services, as well as numerous mutual aid crews that we have brought in. Luckily, last night we were able to get all services restored. We know how such a challenge this week was, but we are so thankful to our customers for their understanding and their patience, all of the positive comments that we've received. It's just so appreciated. Also, in addition to the out-of-town crews that we've brought in, it takes such a support system, whether that is our employees' families coming in to help, the support that goes on behind the scenes, whether that's feeding our linemen. We receive such an outpouring of support from the community, and we just wanted to take a moment on this broadcast and say thank you. Thank you to our community. Thank you to those who stepped up and stepped out of their way to really support BTES through this process. We know our neighboring communities are still experiencing such a tragic event, and tonight you may see in the stands a lot of orange, and West Ridge has designated tonight to wear orange in support of the communities and everything that we are doing to volunteer to support those communities. We'll hear from later tonight some things that they're doing specifically here at West Ridge and Sullivan County Schools, and there is such an opportunity to either volunteer to help, donate goods, so many opportunities to really support our neighboring communities and what they're going through. We have a big game tonight, so we've mentioned that everybody's going to be wearing orange, or a lot of people are going to be wearing orange for that tonight. We also have performances from the Alphas dance team. We'll be seeing the band at halftime. We've got a lot of interviews on the sidelines, so a lot going on this evening. We hope that you will stick around right here for Gridiron Game Day on BTES Power 7.
In the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, where the spirit of community runs deep, Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services has been a cornerstone in our area for almost 80 years. Founded in 1945, BTES began with a simple mission: to bring reliable electricity to every home and business in Bristol. Through decades of dedication, innovation, and unwavering service, we've powered dreams and brightened lives. Today, we stand as a testament of progress, offering state-of-the-art services while honoring our rich legacy. Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services, our community's trusted resource for energy and connectivity. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Timeless country.
Oh, play me some mountain music.
She said, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down.
The good stuff that brings back so many memories. 96.3, The Possum.
And that's why I hang my hat in Tennessee.
96.3, The Possum.
Blowing kisses in the wind, our drone up there above West Ridge tonight, looking down on our field as we're getting ready to watch the West Ridge Wolves take on Science Hill Hilltoppers tonight in what is a very important, very meaningful game for both teams tonight, as it is conference action. So Leslie had a chance to catch up earlier with principal here at West Ridge. Leslie?
This week I was able to talk with Mr. Leo and his wife about a special thing that happened earlier, the year before last. It was George's first year here at West Ridge, and he went through a tragic accident. We had some time to sit down with him and really talk about what that meant and how he has used that moving forward. So let's take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm here with George and Jane Leo, and they have a great story that they are going to share with us today, really talking about overcoming obstacles and really coming out better on the other side, and the lessons that were learned throughout this really tragic experience. George, I'm just going to say, take it away. Let's talk about what happened and when it was and how you came out on the other side.
Okay, well, I think first probably the biggest thing that happened months prior to that, and that was getting the job at West Ridge High School, which we were on vacation and traveling, and to get that call from Mr. Carter and the nod to take on West Ridge was an absolute blessing. And then the first week of school comes, and of course I'm nervous and not sure how everybody's going to receive me, and but it was a great week with faculty and staff, and it just kind of really emphasized what a blessing it was to be at West Ridge.
Absolutely.
That weekend, going in, school starts the following Monday. I actually had a speaking engagement in Knoxville with Lincoln Memorial. We just finished our dissertations, and so I was going back down to talk to some students that were in the program at that point and kind of share my experience with them. Of course, I was kind of walking on water at that point, and just taking over at West Ridge and get to go down there and brag about that a little bit. So that evening, I decided I was going to ride the motorcycle down, and been a big motorcycle fan for years, and in fact, when we first got married, I had a couple bikes, and I was politely told to get rid of those bikes. And our first son was being born, and so I got rid of those. And years later, Jane surprises me with a motorcycle. She had went and picked one up at the Indian dealership, and went down to Quaker Steak, and we're walking around. She's like, "Do you like that bike?" And there it is with my name on it, and so it caught me off guard. And
What a gift.
yeah, it was a great gift, and so that kind of got me back into it. And we did a lot of riding on that one, and decided to get a bigger bike. And so, long story short, I decided to go down to Knoxville that day, and I asked Jane if she wanted to go with me, and she's like, "I don't like riding on the interstate."
I get that.
And so I hopped on and took off. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day, and the best thing about motorcycle riding is you get to think about, you don't have anybody to talk to, so it's a lot of time you just talk to yourself and walk through the events and reflect on a lot of things, and so that's the enjoyable part of it for me, at least.
Yeah.
And made it down to Knoxville that morning fine, and crazy traffic. I know you think they're Knoxville on a Saturday morning.
Oh my goodness, yes.
The only thing worse would have been a UT game going on or something. But made it down to Cedar Bluff, and had the speaking engagement and went great. Weather's beautiful. I decided to hop back on and take off down the is it the 11W? Decided to get off the interstate because it was just way too packed. So I rode 11W down to Bean Station.
Yeah.
And then I cut back over and got on the interstate. But just daydreaming, reflecting on everything that I was blessed with, and thinking about Monday coming up, the first day of school, and how I'm going to do the announcements, and just a lot of things going through my head. But got closer to Bristol. Bristol's got several exits I could have taken, and went by the first one. I was like, I want to keep riding.
Yeah.
Rode by the second one, and actually the second exit at the Pinnacle, a truck kind of caught me off guard and cut me off, and so I just decided I'd take the Gate City exit.
Yeah.
And I got off there and just kind of went back into daydreaming a little bit and watching. And as I get closer to an intersection, I see a car pull over or pull out, and thinking that he's going to stay in the first lane. And at that point, I just remember saying, no, no, no. I just remember repeating that, and everything at that point just kind of slowed down. And I went, the car came all the way over to the second lane. I ended up T-boning it, probably about 40 miles an hour. And there was no shoulder to really go into at that point. And so I went flying, and I just remember, like, it was so weird just feeling myself flip over, and it was almost like, I know it's weird to say, but an out-of-body experience. I just felt like I could see myself doing this.
Is this really happening? Is this, where we are and what we're doing? And so, flying through the air.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so everything started flooding back to me at that point of, like, my mother, who has, like, warned me don't get on motorcycles. To, you think about your family. Is this it? Is this where it's happening? So many times you see motorcycle accidents. I mean, I read it once a week, someone dying, pulling out in front of somebody like that. And so that's all going through my head. And I just remember landing on my back and immediately just kind of like, I grabbed my face, and my left side had just instantly just swung up. I think I hit the side of the car over my face. I had an open helmet. And then just jumping up like, I'm not going to die. I'm not dying today. And just kind of, it was a very, I don't know, movie Saving Private Ryan. He gets shot in and he just walks around and throws his helmet. And that's pretty much, I mean, I just remember getting up and just kind of walking in circles, yelling at the car that just stopped, throwing my helmet, getting it off, and stuff scattered everywhere. I have my laptop in there, had all kinds of stuff in there. The laptop is bowed now. It still works, but it's bowed. It's a good reminder. But just stuff everywhere, and just thinking, this is it. I collapsed down to the ground. A bystander came by, and she told me later that she thought I was just somebody out there yelling and screaming at traffic, until she saw the motorcycle that had kind of went down into the ditch and saw all the stuff scattered. So she stopped and came over, and something had went through my leg and hit a pretty good sized vein, and so I was bleeding, and probably going to bleed out if she wouldn't have applied pressure and stopped the bleeding. I lost a lot of blood, but it's just, the amazing part is I started hearing my name as I'm laying there in and out, and like, that's George Leo. And I thought to myself, who are these people? And this whole motorcycle group comes up, and one of the guys, leans down and says, and says my name. You're gonna be all right, George. You're gonna be all right. And I don't know, it makes my hair stand up thinking about it. But the police officer's like, hey, you had my kid in class.
Yeah.
Just a lot of connections happening there, and just, you feel overwhelmed at that moment. The interesting part of that also was that, I tried to call 911 and I took a photo of my attempts, and it was like 991, 91, and then it just kept on. And finally I got the 911 and got a call. And, then my next call was to Jane, and in my calmest voice as I possibly could, I said, I'm all right. I'm not hurt.
So that was half of the George and Jane story about his motorcycle accident. And at next week's game, we're right back here at Westridge. We're going to be playing the second half of that to really hear what happened next and what it really meant to them to come out on the other side of that. Him starting as the principal here at Westridge, just that next couple of days, and how they really learned from that moving forward. So stick around right here at Westridge High School for Gridiron Game Day on BTES Power 7.
Hey, I'm Josh Horner. I'm the franchise owner-operator at Chick-fil-A at the Pinnacle in Bristol, Tennessee. I joined Chick-fil-A in 1996 as a teenager and worked for Chick-fil-A through college, and we've loved being able to come back to Bristol and open our Chick-fil-A here. We have been very thankful and appreciative for the work that BTES has done for us with the reliability of their services. We've been pleased to use them for our internet and phone services as well as electrical utilities. Everything has been phenomenal, especially the business services division, which has provided great support for us.
Welcome back to Westridge High School tonight. Ruben Ferry, Michael Braddock here on our perch on the backside. You see where that little tent is down there at the bottom of your screen? That's us. You can't really see us waving because the drone's over top of us. But what we did get is a chance to catch up with the ever loquacious Coach Hilton, and we got to talk to him. So here's how that sounded.
A special Westridge thank you to all our
Yeah, we were prepared to play Crockett all the way up until Sunday about 6 o'clock, and then they made the call we weren't going to play, and I understand why. Our prayers are for all those families that are dealing with the flooding and the storms, and we've been blessed around here for the most part, I think, that it's not affected our players, but definitely we'll keep those other folks in mind. We hate to lose a game. We're still looking to maybe pick a game up on our bye week. We're calling around and asking. So our guys are ready to play. We got a big conference game, Science Hill, so I don't think there's any doubt that our guys are excited to get back on the field. Yeah, quarterback play was really good early on, first two games, and his legs came through against Lakeway and kind of got us that win against Lakeway. We, as a team, didn't play as well against Dobbins Bennett. We just had some turnovers, never could be consistent, and then went down to William Blount. Don't feel like we were really ready to play, and that falls back on me. So we've refocused, we've narrowed our focus, and we're just ready to get back in conference play, get that taste out of our mouth. We're almost in a must-win in the conference. I mean, we've got Science Hill, Jeff County, and Morristown East left. We feel like we need to win all three of those to put ourselves back in position. We backed ourselves in a corner, but we've done it to ourselves, so we got to just be ready to fight our way back out. And nobody's feeling sorry for you right now. You got to just suck it up. We've just kind of tightened our group, narrowed our focus, got our guys' minds on what we're going to do Friday night. Don't listen to any of the stuff from the outside, and just love each other and go play for each other, and that's going to be the mission.
All right, so that was Coach Hilton. Got a chance to talk about not being able to play their game last week. So it kind of affected the 6A standings, Mike.
Right, yeah, and like he said, they're kind of backed into a corner now. They've dropped against Dobbins Bennett, and then they lost the game against William Blount. So like he said, they really need to win out. So you see here, Dobbins Bennett, Science Hill, they're undefeated in the region. Again, that last game will probably be for the top seed in the conference when these two teams meet. But William Blount kind of surprising some folks there in spot number 3. And Jeff County seems like they're down this year. They were a powerhouse last year, and they even hosted a playoff game. So Westridge, though, winless in the region. So is Morristown East. So you see that Westridge, they've got, after this night, they've got their games, their next two conference games are against Jefferson County and against Morristown East. So the bottom two along with them. So they've still got a path to the playoffs, but to host a playoff game, they need to win this game tonight.
That's right. And so I think hosting a playoff game might be a tough putt for them, but I definitely think that they could claw their way back in. We'll get a chance to see Jeff County next week as well. So let's talk about some of the key players. As always, we try to highlight a couple players that we want to watch tonight.
Yeah, Baylor Necessary for Science Hill. He is kind of a jack of all trades type of guy. He plays both sides of the ball. He's a running back in addition to the lead tackler. He's got 399 yards of offense with 8 touchdowns. Earlier this year, he broke off a 99-yard run. So that's his long for the night. And he also leads the team in tackles by 23. So he has 23 more tackles than the second most on their team. He's got a couple interceptions, and he's going to be busy all night tonight, and he's going to be a huge factor in whether this Westridge offense can get things going or not.
Well, speaking of Westridge, what about the Westridge player we're going to look at tonight?
Gabe Music. They've got to have a couple of their seniors really step up in key roles. His defense at the linebacker position is going to be super important. Science Hill's offense is high-powered, and they are going to always get to that second level of the defense, and it's going to be up to this linebacker core and Gabe Music in particular to stop them.
So we got Westridge on the Wolf Walk coming out right now. So last game, if you watch, which you can go back and check us out on YouTube in case you missed the game against Lakeway, you saw Gabe Music's number either in some of the tackles, but he was always around the ball. He was always swarming towards the ball. He almost came from more of a safety than a linebacker position too. So that'll be interesting to see what he does tonight. Thanks for joining us here on the Gridiron Game Day 96.3, the Possum pregame show, as we bring you everything. And we look forward to seeing you back right after these messages. Check out the Wolf Walk, this new tradition they're starting this year, as they head down towards the tunnel, now down in the north end zone as they walk in front of the fans and right by the student section here on BTES Power 7.
Timeless country.
Oh, play me some mountain music.
She said, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down.
The good stuff that brings back so many memories. 96.3, the Possum.
And that's why I hang my hat in Tennessee.
96.3, the Possum.
Wearing orange tonight for community solidarity. You see this side and the other side. They've chosen a different kind of orange on the other side of the field, but they are Science Hill, so they do have to be just a little bit different. And we got the student section there. We got the Wolf Walk going on. They've just started a new tradition here. They brought the tunnel all the way down to the north end zone here, away from the field house, and they're going to enter in from here. They walk down with the cheerleaders and with the dance team, and all the way down by the student section here. New tradition. They're excited about it. All the students and fans wearing orange tonight, and a show of community solidarity with everything that's going on in our area.
That's right.
Right now.
Because Tennessee is the volunteer state.
There you go.
And the Tennessee Vols are orange. So big orange country right here, especially in Northeast Tennessee, and a good gesture there to promote the community efforts.
Definitely. And Mike, just for your sake alone, so you don't field a whole bunch of tweets and emails, I am going to keep the political commentary to almost zero.
Almost zero.
Here comes our Science Hill captains coming out from the other side as the Wolves run out of the tunnel. Look at that great drone work there. That's fantastic. I don't care what they say about him. The pack coming from the other side, flags. Team come through, hit the student section. If you would have saw how long it took them to blow up this tunnel and it came down. All for about 30 seconds worth of action. The Wolves coming out right here. Big number 82, Trent Tatum. Very influential in the game against Lakeway, as we see the ROTC is marching out the colors right now, and the captains for Science Hill lining up on the far sideline.
For the singing of our national anthem by the Westridge Choir Women's Ensemble.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The mellifluous tones of the all-ladies ensemble here at West Ridge High School as the ROTC presents the colors for tonight. Air Force, of course, as they carry out the Air Force flag. We got our captains here for Science Hill lined up on the other side. Mike, who we got here?
We got number 50, David Reed, number 2, Stephen Famoyan, number 6, Baylor Necessary, and number 11, Spencer Taylor.
Now, number 11, starting quarterback.
Yep. That is
Number
correct.
2 is probably their number 1 target for receiver.
That's also correct.
And then here come the Science Hill Hilltoppers. Number 87, you see there in your screen, that is former Sullivan East Patriot. Corbin, is it Corbin? Am I saying it right? Okay, yeah, Corbin Leja. I thought I was having a senior moment
Yep,
there.
you got it. You got it.
Colorado signee. He's going to be playing for Coach Prime.
We'll see.
And again,
we'll see if,
like I
if
said,
Coach Prime sticks around for another
yeah, we'll see if
year.
Coach Prime is there. He is headed to the Rocky Mountains one way or another at
That's
this
right.
point. And again, like I said, in an effort to keep it non-political, I'll keep most of my comments to myself. Science Hill Band traveled well. I don't believe they're performing at halftime. I believe it'll just be the West Ridge Band. Here come the captains for West Ridge as well. Who we got, Mike?
We got number 45, Sam Perry, number 56, Brady Osborne, and then you've got number 82, that's Trent Tatum, and then number 3, Trey Frazier. So both the starting quarterbacks in the captaincy tonight.
Evening, men. You're tonight's captains. Expect y'all to be good sports. Take care of your teammates. Make sure they're good sports. Y'all have perfect. Okay. Visiting team is Science Hill, carry the white team. Home team is West Ridge, carry the blue team. That team calls the coin toss. 11 letters U. That is heads. That is tails. Your call off flipping. The cocktails, we're going to take 2 steps back. It is heads. West Ridge is 1 toss. We're going to receive the football, which way we want to kick the stuff today. All right, flip your back. The scoreboard looks good, guys.
Yeah, they want
get it.
They want it.
West Ridge. Good luck. You can get the ball. Y'all can have it.
West Ridge.
West Ridge Wolves take on the Hilltoppers from Science Hill tonight here on Gridiron Game Day. Thanks to all of our friends who tuned in to our 96.3 Possum pregame show. Thanks to all of our friends who tuned in on Facebook and watched it as well. We want to say goodbye to you as we're getting ready to have kickoff. And thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you help out and support our sponsors because they help put us on the air so that we can bring you these games. We will be on YouTube again here soon. When that happens, we'll let you know so that you can subscribe and watch. But there are a couple games that are on there right now that you could check out, like, subscribe, and share. And then Mike and I promise not to talk in the YouTube cadence that always, you ever watch one of those YouTube, Mike, and it's like, that's how they do it. We'd never seen a buffalo inside of a McDonald's before, so we took a buffalo inside of McDonald's. You know, if you ever watched that, is it just me? Okay, it's just me.
I haven't seen the Buffalo McDonald's one, but
well,
yeah, no.
I think you're giving me a weird look, Mike.
No.
Saying.
I've got, preteen boys and a teenage daughter, so yeah. I am fully aware of the popular YouTube videos
YouTube cadence out there. It's not the bane of my existence, but it bugs me. All right, number 37 kicking off for Science Hill. This is Carter Lockman with a nice deep driver down to about the 7-yard. Able to keep it inbounds on the return is number 13. He is stopped right before he hits the 15-yard line. That's Dayton Brown, where the offense for Westridge will set up.
Yeah, interesting choice there to field that ball right there on the sideline. The danger there is that everybody's funneling to that one side of the football field, and you're either going to have to run 50 yards to reverse it to the other side, or you're going to get pinned against the sideline like happened there. And Trey Frazier, he needs to have a big night tonight for Westridge to win this game. 3-year starter as a senior now, and he has not performed that well the last couple of weeks. They're looking for some redemption.
Frazier back to pass, getting a little bit of help, but that pocket collapsed fast on him. He almost got back to the line of scrimmage on that. Yeah, I think he's feeling a little bit of that pressure too. He feels like he needs to step up and direct, but he's going to have to make some quick decisions. Unlike a lot of the other teams they've played, except for maybe Dobbins-Bennett, this team is fast. Speaking of offense right here.
Yeah, you've got our Sunbelt Rentals offense there. You see Frazier, and then Amex is going to be the primary running back. You see the targets, Bannon, Mabb, and Brown, as well as Tatum shifting from the O-line now to tight end position. And then you see those offensive linemen. They are going to have their hands full with the Science Hill defensive line tonight.
Out of the wing T offense again, handoff inside, trying to find a little bit of room to run, but no going is number 1, Ethan Amex. Again, collapsed down on the line hard. A lot of this game will be controlled between the tackles.
Yeah, Science Hill's defense is going to be busy as well. We talked about Baylor Necessary coming down from that linebacker position as well, leading the team in tackles. And this defense has performed really, really well. I mean, they held Maryville to 23 points total, and 2 of those points were a junk time safety. So they held them to 3 touchdowns, which is hard to do against the Maryville football team that is good, perennial state contenders year in, year out.
Every year, yeah. 3 receivers down. Frazier running for his life. He's going the wrong way. Trying to let that one go. Got it out of bounds. Got it within a wolf, too. I did a radio game down in Maryville many years ago, and I walked in, and there was all these flags lined up in the end zone, and I said, "What is that?" He said, "That's 10 out of 11 state championships." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Good to know. Why are we here then if you're just going to run roughshod over us?
Yeah, another stagnant drive here by Westridge. Their offense has scuffled in the last couple of weeks. They've only scored 48 points total in the last 3 games one of which they've won.
That was I don't know if he was hit when that happened, but that was a bad release. It does, however, take a good Westridge roll. It's down around the 50-yard line. It looks like he might have got his rhythm off and just caught the tip of the ball instead of being able to put his full foot into it.
Yeah, and those 48 points over 3 games, you're like, hey, that's not too bad. 16-point average. Not great, but not terrible. Right. But they've allowed 111 points over that 3-game stretch, too.
Spencer Taylor, stud, trying to get in here and show everybody why he thinks that they should be winning the conference. This kid's got a lot of confidence. We'll get a chance to see it tonight. Famoyan on the hitch pattern, fumbles it after having to go down low and catch it.
I don't know that he got that ball back.
everybody's signaling.
It's Westridge
Well,
ball.
it is Westridge ball. We don't even need to see Science Hill's
We'll
offense
look at that
right
later.
now.
Westridge has the ball.
That's right. Get on out of here, Sunbelt Rentals, with your Science Hill offense. We'll see you next time when you come back around when Science Hill's back on offense.
So yeah, this is another thing that Science Hill has not done is turn the ball over. They've played clean football all year long. And Westridge, though, finding that early turnover, maybe this is the momentum swing that they've been waiting for to key up some of their offensive success.
He had to go down low to catch that ball, and I think he started running before he had really good control of it. So Westridge with a break. Tried to get out here and prove that they deserve to be playing with the 6A boys. Trying to cut around the corner is number 45 as he loses his helmet. Junior Sam Perry.
Yeah, he's a much more powerful back. Amix is kind of more your typical H-back, tailback, cutting, your elusive back. And Perry gets in there to pick up some of those hard-nosed yards there, too. As you see, he's popped off the helmet of the defender there, too. He's not afraid to lower his shoulder and put a boom on somebody.
45 is also a number you see a lot on defense, too, so we'll be seeing him a lot on the other side of the ball. Frazier bringing his offense back up to the line of scrimmage. Handoff again to Perry. Tries to go off tackle, but runs into a couple different hilltoppers. That's number 90, Hayden Cox, and number 87, Corbin Leisure.
Hayden Cox is one of those very strong defensive linemen here for Science Hill. He is a terror in the backfield, too. He will cause multitudes of disruptions, and you see here, he's able to get in there, and 87, Leisure, also able to get in there on the tackle. Leisure played a lot of tight end and defensive end for Sullivan East, and he does a little bit of the same here with Science Hill, too, getting the start here in a defensive end position as well.
Yeah, he's doing the stand-up defensive end there, as you see. Frazier looking back to pass, throws a little bit of an outlet route to Tatum, who ends up getting a couple yards. That's going to bring up 4th down, though, for the Wolves. They're going to have to make a decision here if they're going to go for it, if they're going to kick it away. It looks like they're bringing the punting team on. I don't know, coach is talking to Frazier on the sideline while the play clock gives them plenty of time.
Yeah, they brought Amix in here as well to try to give him a different look. I wouldn't be surprised to see them do a hard count here to try to draw them off sides to get a free 1st down. But we've also seen Frazier do a few drop kicks, but it doesn't look like that as he lines up under center.
Tight goal line package here for the Wolves. Little pass outside, little quick hit to Tatum, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down. Yeah, throw it to the biggest guy on the field, and hopefully they don't knock him down while he's trying to catch.
Oh, yeah, they faked the QB sneak there. They went against the grain. He even ducks down to show that he's kind of lowered his shoulders. That way the defensive line and the defensive backfield loses sight of him, and then he kind of pops up and does a little jump pass a la Tim Tebow right to Tatum, just enough past the sticks to pick up a crucial 1st down.
Baylor necessary. Carter Nelson in on that tackle. Frazier trying to get his offense set up here. Play clock ticking down. Handoff. He's going to keep it around the side. Frazier runs right into Leisure. I didn't have anything else.
Frazier, Leisure. You got tripped up with the rhyme, didn't you?
I was so surprised that it rhymed. I couldn't come up with anything in the moment.
I knew what happened.
Yeah. That is a gain of 5, though, so Wolves are moving the ball a little bit, maybe picking up a little bit of momentum here.
Yeah, and that's kind of an undersung ability that Frazier has, is the ability to use his legs. He is elusive. He kind of showed that when he was running for his life on the 3rd down in the first drive. But you see here, he's not afraid to put his body on the line to pick up some yards.
Frazier out of the pistol formation. Going to keep it again. Running again, going to have to get rid of it. That's going to bring up 3rd down. Yeah, he's tall, and so it doesn't look like he's running that hard, but he's covered a lot of ground with those big strides. A great job by the Science Hill defensive backfield to be able to cover downfield. You can see wherever there's a blue jersey, there's a white jersey.
Yeah, and then Braden Austin, number 27, jumps through the line and puts some pressure on Frazier, and he's just forced to kind of toss it out of bounds.
he was awfully close to not being out of the box. Looks like we might have a timeout here. So Hilton wants to talk to his team on the sideline for a second. So we'll be right back after this here on BTS Power 7 Gridiron Game Day.
Did you know that United Southeast Federal Credit Union has loans for all kinds of things, like a house, a new car, or even a big old camper? They can help make it happen. If you want to go on vacation, like to a baseball game, USFCU is here to help. You can apply for loans online or in person, whether it's for something big or something small, like your first used car, which I'll need soon. I wonder if they can help me buy a baseball team. Hey Siri, remind me to ask Mom.
Welcome back to Gridiron Game Day here on BTS Power 7. It's your old pal Ruben Ferry here with Michael Braddock, and no baby oil up here.
Well said.
We're just football. That's all we got. There's Coach Carter there on the sideline in the black hat, taking his team to what he hopes to be a state championship. They've got a lot of momentum, and they played very, very well so far. Westridge Wolves think that they're going to knock them off their path tonight, so we're going to get a chance to see that 3rd and about 5 here. Trey Frazier, Amex in the backfield with him. Tatum there at the wingback spot. As they survey the defense, Frazier going to keep it diving forward. That is awfully close to a first down. Let's see if he can get a hometown spot on that. And they are giving it to him.
Yeah, you saw the lineup there, like you said, Tatum right there in the wingback position, and he was going to serve as a lead blocker and a wedge right here at the offensive line. And you see it works. Frazier just follows his big offensive lineman. You also saw number 71, Morgan Thornton, in there, lead blocking as well. Frazier picks up, apparently, according to the referees, just enough for a first down.
That's all it takes. You don't need a whole lot. You need just enough. Student section there, wearing orange, as we talked about earlier. Same formation again for the Wolves. Hilltoppers show blitz. Frazier on the keeper again. I think that looked like a little bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, that looked a little disconjointed right there. Kind of a busted play.
One of the linemen was tapping his chest like, that's my bad. I was supposed to have that guy.
Yeah, you saw they got some pretty good penetration there. It looks like maybe number 55, Gavin Taylor for Science Hill, able to bust through his block and kind of disrupt that play in the backfield.
2nd and 11 for the Wolves. A lot of white jerseys in the backfield on that play. Looking downfield, same formation again. Man in motion is Mab. And we've got a timeout. Coach Hilton wanted to talk about that one. He did not like the way that defense looked, and they were showing blitz. It looked like they were showing corner blitz on this side, the closest to us on this sideline here. So coming up at halftime. We will see the performance of the Alphas dance team. Hear from the Westridge Deborah Mullins, watch the Westridge band performance, and hear this week's Burke Powers and Hardy's Student of the Week with our old pal Leslie. Leslie's not old, but we've known her for a while is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Leslie's she got every interview going on tonight, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, it seems like that. And then with the BTES company and all the hectic things that they've had over the course of this week as well. Yeah, there's been a lot on everybody's plate.
She's had a full plate this last week. Frazier bringing his offense back out on the field. They reset the play clock after the timeout. 0-0, 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Science Hill is stacking the box. They're daring Westridge to try to throw anything deep.
Well, they feel like they can cover anybody one-on-one downfield too. Frazier back to pass. Looking for some room to run, trying to get into a spot. Nothing doing, almost down to the 20-yard line, which is going to bring up 3rd down. And that's a gain of about 7 after the loss on the last play. He's trying to get he was looking at his guy downfield, trying to get him to come back towards him. And not quite able to do it here. You can see as the pocket's collapsing, he's looking downfield. He's trying to just make sure he doesn't fumble in all that traffic.
Yeah, just nothing downfield for him. And like I said, they kind of took them up on that dare to try to find something downfield. We do have a downhill topper right now.
All right. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here in just a second here on Gridiron Game Day.
Hey, I'm Josh Horner. I'm the franchise owner-operator at Chick-fil-A at the Pinnacle in Bristol, Tennessee. I joined Chick-fil-A in 1996 as a teenager and worked for Chick-fil-A through college, and we've loved being able to come back to Bristol and open our Chick-fil-A here. We have been very thankful and appreciative for the work that BTES has done for us with the reliability of their services. We've been pleased to use them for our internet and phone services as well as electrical utilities. Everything has been phenomenal, especially the business services division, which has provided great support for us.
All right, got the Science Hill Hilltopper slowly getting up. Looks like he might have a little bit of an ankle issue going on there. And I don't think those two fellas can carry him off the field. He's going to have to help out. All right, the Hilltoppers bring their defense back out on field. It looks like it's about 3rd and 3, maybe 3rd and 4, somewhere in that general vicinity, while the Wolves are still talking about it on the sideline. So that was an official's timeout. No team was charged with that.
Obviously 4-down territory here for Westridge, but this is a big 3rd down here. If they can get this, they can continue this offensive drive, this offensive momentum that they're picking up, but it's kind of, they've been able to get just 3 or 4 yards at a time. They haven't had a big chunk yardage play yet.
Frazier with his offense getting people back in place, swapping sides, man in motion. Fake shovel pass. Frazier's going to keep it, but he's going to run right into a Hilltopper and try to make the corner. That's the problem, though, with a Science Hill team like that. It's hard to go all the way around.
Yeah, Braden Austin and Stephen Famoyan. Austin again with pressure in the backfield, and Frazier just didn't find anything downfield. Ended up losing about 8 or 9 yards on that play.
4th and about 13, maybe 14. Just outside the kicking zone area, or the distance rather, kicking zone. Where am I getting that word? For the Wolves. Frazier back to pass, a lot of pressure, looking downfield. Awfully close to interference, but I think they all got there at the same time. Very well defended by number 3, Zane Huff, is number 13, Dayton Brown. That'll be a turnover on downs, down around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, this defense from Science Hill has been phenomenal in their coverage downfield. Frazier has attempted to pass a few different times and just absolutely nothing. There's white blankets on these blue jerseys.
Handoff off the right side, looking for some room to run, and found some. Is number 18, moving and grooving all the way down the sideline to just around the 45-yard line. That's Aiden Perry.
Yeah, Aiden Perry, he gets the bulk of their carries. He has about twice as many carries as necessary does. As you see the Westridge defense here, that defensive line is going to need some push to try to disrupt some of the offensive success that Science Hill has had, but not very many people have had success in disrupting their offense this season.
Play action. Perry hangs on to it. Looks like he's going to run, but not very far. He wisely steps out of bounds. He had Brown was coming for him.
And just as I say that nobody's had really success in disrupting a play in the backfield, Orlando Mack comes off the edge here, disrupting it. No, not Orlando Mack, sorry, that was Isaac McGee, number 6, getting some pressure there in the backfield, forcing him out to the near sideline.
Great downfield coverage as well. Perry with the handoff again, out across the 40, gain of about 6.
Perry has, coming into this game, 376 yards on the season, along with 5 touchdowns. Again, he gets twice as many carries as Necessary, but Necessary actually leads in yardage because he's been able to break off some of those huge chunk yardage plays.
Yeah, he looks like one of those guys that you give him a little bit of green grass and he's gone. As opposed to bluegrass where he would just pick up a jug and start playing along. Play blown dead.
Timeout, West Ridge. That is the third and final timeout of the first half.
So we are still in the first quarter here with 3 minutes left to go, and West Ridge is out of timeouts for the first half.
Yeah, and again, it just looks like they weren't ready for what Science Hill was getting ready to throw at them on offense. Coach Hilton does not like what he saw on the defense, and that's basically all 3 of their timeouts have been used on plays that he didn't like the look of anything. And whether that's preparation, whether that's not just the guys not getting their heads in the game, being aware of the situation, that's a costly few timeouts here early in the first half.
Steve Huff-Clemens. Mike Hass, Edward Jones.
Science Hill offense coming back out on the field.
Champion Chevrolet. And Holston Medical Group.
It's one of those things with a team that's usually this tight and is usually this well prepared. You have to be double what they are in order to be able to compete with them. Tight formation here again. Handoff to Perry, trying to go inside. Runs into a few Wolves, but the pile pushes forward, should be enough for a first down for Science Hill. United Southeast Federal Credit Union on the replay.
Just a straight handoff. You see that he kind of checks that left edge, doesn't like what he sees, puts a foot in the ground, cuts back in up to the middle, and the great lead blocking helps them pick up that first down.
Baylor necessary with the ball, runs out of bounds. Not quite enough for a first down.
Baylor necessary on the carry.
It looks like there's a flag on the play as well. Oh, they get that sorted out.
So you can see there in the student section, if you look across the way, where, and this is Science Hill trollery at its best. It says hunt for the pack, and they're all wearing orange, but it's hunting orange. Mike Gauntz, our friend, who helps us out sometimes, keeps us abreast of all the rule changes and what's going on in the TSSAA. Ineligible man downfield.
It's illegal participation on number 24, playing without a helmet.
So what happened was his helmet popped off and he continued to play. And if your helmet comes off, you are to remove yourself from the play because of a player safety issue, obviously.
Safety is no accident.
That's right. And so that it results in a penalty because he continued to play, continued to block after his helmet came off.
I like it. I think they should get more yards because of that guy. Play action. Perry looking downfield, getting a little bit of pressure in the backfield. Now he's getting a lot of pressure, and he's off to the races. Music's trying to corner him on the sideline, slings him out. Everybody wearing maroons, losing their mind. Good job by Music using the sideline to make sure, as an extra tackler, to make sure he doesn't break free for a long run.
Yeah, like you said, they're really calling for a personal foul there, but it was just a continuation of the tackle that Music had already begun inbounds. So nothing, no foul play there. As you see, Taylor just looks left, looks right, tries to find things downfield, nothing open, so he tries to scramble, and he's a pretty decent runner in his own right. But great job there by Jacob Bledsoe, kind of funneling him to the sideline, and then Music cleans it up.
Hayden Music with the disruption in the backfield that pushed him out that way as well. Perry back to pass. Being slung around inside, finally brought down.
That ball went on the ground, but it looks like Science Hill was able to jump on top of it. But it's third down in a country mile.
Trent Tatum with the push, the pressure, and eventually the sack. Maybe they were tuck ruling him. That's when that ball came through there. As a Raiders fan, I find that offensive. Back to pass, Perry, nowhere to go. Look at Tatum, gets a hand on him, refuses to let go. Finally gets a little bit of help from his friend, Hayden Music. Perry hits his man out in the flats. I'm going to let you say that. His first name's John.
That's right.
And that's a good catch and run.
John Giturwa able to reel this in. I may have messed that one up too. I'm sorry.
That's good.
Our roster did not come with pronunciation keys.
We need the phonetic spellings.
But either way.
That's a great crossing route. He found the blank spot at the defense and scooped up underneath it. 4th and 14 for the Toppers. Back to pass is Perry. He's got Laser in the middle, who is out across the 35 and all the way down to the 20. Let's see where they decide to spot this ball. Nice little inside seam route here. Laser out of the slot.
Yeah.
You can see him cut across your screen.
Westridge just loses contain on him. A lot of times you'll find that soft spot right there in the middle of the field behind that linebacker position. That's exactly where they found Laser.
Handoff inside again to Perry. Didn't look like much, but it still netted 5 yards on that play as well.
Yep, just straight handoff, and you see that big hole that he initially has. That hole begins to collapse. Number 77, Caden Duke there on the tackle, but not before the Hilltoppers pick up a few.
Running out around as Perry fights through 2 layers of the defense before he dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Hilltoppers. What a great run.
That's the explosiveness of Perry as well. There's a reason why he gets the bulk of the carries. Very effective running back. Finds a soft spot here. Great blocking. Again, Science Hill's offensive line has done a tremendous job of creating holes for the running backs to run through. Perry takes advantage.
17-yard touchdown run as we see the Zebras underneath the pole. Signaled that kick was good. Makes it 7-0 Science Hill and the end of the first quarter. Watch right here as he hands off and lets him go.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Welcome back to Gridiron Game Day here at Westridge High School. I'm here with Josh Tate, who is an assistant principal here at Westridge. So we know it's been a tough week for our community, but the Wolves have really stepped up. Let's talk about what all's happened here.
Absolutely. You know, earlier in the week, the district decided to feed some of our students, you know, they've been without. So we allowed those students that could get down here to have a hot meal. You know, that was through, I think, Wednesday this week. And then a little bit later in the week, we decided we have this big shiny facility, the ability to store some goods. So we became a place where you could drop off donations. So we were asking for diapers and formula and water, of course, batteries, dog food, cat food. And our community support was unbelievable. On Wednesday, our first day, I believe we took in something like 400 cases of water. It was amazing. And all of our donations right now are going to Happy Valley High School, which is a distribution point that's then going into Carter County and Johnson County.
That's amazing. And if someone wants to donate, can they still donate?
Yeah, we're going to actually be here. We suspended donations today because we had a donation point here at the ball game, but we're going to do it again tomorrow morning from 9 until 12, and then we're going to just reassess at that point. But all those donations that if anybody wants to bring tomorrow, they can. I'll be here, and that's at the softball field here at the high school.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for organizing that for our community and getting the Wolves in action. Back to the guys.
Thank you, Leslie, and thank you to Assistant Principal there, too, for all the work that he's doing. Coming in on his day off tomorrow.
That's right.
Return was out to about the 13-yard line. Number 10 for the Wolves, Caleb Mabb, on the return. Great coverage by the Toppers. The Wolves got a chance here to make a sustained drive going into the second quarter. Mind you, they're out of timeouts for the rest of this half. Great low end zone shot there. As you can see the offense. The sunset in the background. And Frazier, play action. He's got a guy, got a nice little tip ball, and he is off to the races as Dylan all the way into the end zone. We'll call that touchdown Wolves.
That's right, Dylan Bannon. There's a reason why they do tip drills here on the offense as well. Science Hill got a finger on it, but Bannon had already slipped behind the third level of the coverage. You saw as soon as that tip ball got to him, there was nobody between him and the end zone, and he was able to run it in for a huge 87-yard touchdown pass.
87 yards on the touchdown. Can't draw it up that good.
No, that's the huge kind of home run chunk play that they've been looking for a while now. That ball gets tipped. Probably should have been intercepted. Necessary. It was behind him a little bit. He had to twist his body to try to even get a hand on that ball, and it tips perfectly into Bannon's breadbasket, able to run it down for a huge Westridge touchdown.
He was kind of into his home run trot there towards the end, right past Famoyan.
Yeah, Famoyan almost catches him on here. He takes a couple peeks, gears down a little bit, and then actually that was number 5, Braden Letcher, coming all the way from across the field, putting all his effort into it.
7-7, Science Hill, Westridge. Who'd have thunk it? Now is the opportunity. The Wolves can press their advantage, come out here on defense and do as well as they have done their last couple defensive series. They've played well so far against the Toppers. An opportunity here to come back out and capitalize on this momentum. Little short, high kick. Fielded and down very well, very properly. That's Damon Hill. He thought discretion was the better part of valor there and wanted to go ahead and take the field position. So it looks like down around the 33-yard line.
Now, Science Hill, for the 41 points that they gave up, or that they scored in the first half against William Blount last week, they gave up a couple touchdowns in the first half as well. And this defense has been a little leaky against William Blount, so we'll see what happens here with Westridge if they can take advantage.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
All right, so 5 extra yards there. Not a good way to start off. Westridge Wolves defense wanting to put the kibosh on the offense. Handoff, Perry. Got a little bit of room to run. Giant hole to run through. He's into the second level of defense. Finally brought out of bounds.
Sam Perry takes out Aiden Perry, but not until he picks up a huge chunk of yards. You see right here, he just puts his legs to work. Good lead blocking out there by Lazier and Zane Huff, and he gets a huge hole, continues to follow his lead blockers, and then just outruns one tackle before Perry is able to catch up with him and ride him out of bounds.
37-yard line. Science Hill with the clock ticking down. Handoff again to Perry. Same play, different side. And is just so fast, outruns everybody into the end zone. He made it look effortless. 40 or 37-yard touchdown run. Great job by the Science Hill offensive line.
Like you said, if it works on one side, why not try it on the other side? And huge holes there for Perry to run through. He came into this game having 5 touchdowns, now adds 2 more tonight so far, up to 7 on the season.
Number 37, Carter Lockman on the extra point.
11:15 remaining in the first half of the score. Science Hill 14, Westwood 7.
As we're going to break, get to see a brief look at some of our crews working over the past week, making repairs following Hurricane Helene.
Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services, we want to help you manage your monthly electric bill. Sign up for our levelized monthly billing program to help make budgeting easier. Through this program, the electric portion of your bill is approximately the same each month and is based on a rolling 12-month average of your electric bill. And with our program, there is not a true-up month because it is a continuous rolling average. To sign up for levelized monthly billing or to see if your account is eligible, visit btes.net/LMB.
Back here at West Ridge, Science Hill just scored. Check out the replay here. Perry off the right-hand side. Afterburners right through the middle of the defense. 37 yards. This kick returned out to about the 17-yard line, where the West Ridge Wolves will get a chance to take over here.
Yeah, Dayton Brown there with the return. He's kind of holding his arm to the side too. Might have gotten a helmet or a shoulder pad there, a little stinger on his arm.
My guess is face mask to the elbow.
Yeah, that's always fun.
That's the one that a lot of people forget about until it happens to you. And then you're like, oh, that stinks. Frazier in the backfield, 4 receivers in the game. Science Hill showing dime coverage out here. Handoff inside, going nowhere. Met by Necessary and number 90, Hayden Cox. And number 24 here as well, Nalik Anderson.
And number 24, Nalik Anderson.
Yeah, you see a straight up run there. There's nothing in the middle, so he tries to cut it out to the left, and there's nothing there either. Met by a host of Hilltoppers. Actually lost a yard on that play as well.
Wolves back to pass as Frazier looking downfield. Great coverage downfield. He's going to have to get rid of it. At some point in time, the way he keeps throwing those away, he's going to have to get a little bit farther to the outside because he's going to get called in the grass because he keeps doing it in the box. But it looks like
they're having a little conference there
just to make sure. There's a flag down on the field right now. We got a false start here by the Wolves. That's going to knock them back 5 yards.
West Ridge fans, the West Ridge Pep Club has t-shirts coming out. We want to say thank you to Johnny Reed, Johnny Electrical, and American Standard.
Yeah, I think they're going to decline it, though, and just take the result of the down. I think it was maybe an illegal motion.
Illegal formation on the offense. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
3rd and 11.
Illegal procedure on the offense. That penalty declined. It's 3rd and 11. Wolves.
West Ridge only down by a touchdown. Back to pass is Frazier. It almost looked like he was setting up for a screen. He's going to take it out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line, where it's going to be enough for a first down, and he's going to get a taunting penalty right in front of the Science Hill. I don't think I would taunt until I was up like 2 or 3 touchdowns myself.
Yeah, and it was not just that he pointed for a first down, it's that he stared down the Science Hill coaching staff and players as he did it. So he picks up a first down, but it's probably going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll see if it was after the play was over.
I would say it was after the play's over.
Yeah.
Here we go. First down.
So yes, it was after the play was over. So you see the Hilltoppers get tremendous pressure in the backfield, and Frazier does wisely tuck it and just gets past the sticks, and he's kind of laughing, staring down Necessary.
That almost looked like a dance move.
Yeah.
The way he kind of brought it in tight and then gave the extension.
So they're back basically where they started this drive.
All right, 1st and 10 Wolves. Handoff. Amex looking for some room to run, looking for some blocks. Necessary went over the top trying to take him down and kind of halfway missed.
Yeah, a little bit of friendly fire there for Necessary. He kind of tumbled over top of Amix and ended up laying on the ground and still trying to just grab a leg or something. Amix tries to go up the middle, nothing there. He gets forced out to the outside. Necessary in hot pursuit, rolls right over top of Amix as Famoyan went low. Necessary went way high, rolling over top of him.
That was a gain of 5 yards on that. Looked like he at the last second changed his mind on yanking his helmet off there, which was good on his part. Science Hill showing blitz. Frazier's going to keep it. Laser chasing down Frazier. Sounds like a Muhammad Ali joke in the works. Gain of about 4 on that. It's going to be just shy of a first down.
Frazier on the keeper.
Just getting a little chippy here too, as Frazier gets forced out of the pocket there to the left, and you see they tackle him out of bounds. But watch number 3 here at the very end, coming over, standing right over top, jawing right into Frazier's mouth or Frazier's face. Frazier kind of holds a hand up, saying, "Hey, you're gonna help me up," and he just kind of backs off. You could convince me to throw a flag on that one as well.
Yeah, I could see that. 3rd and about 3. Frazier back past a little bit of pressure from behind. He's going to get hit.
Side, yep.
And that is a fumble. That is Science Hill's ball on the 10-yard line. There was no backside blocking set up on that rollout. Nobody was looking. Number 24 looked like Lawrence Taylor from the old days coming around.
Yeah.
I say old days.
Malik Anderson, it's the corner blitz right here, as you see, just comes from the outside linebacker position.
Smack.
Nobody sees him. Nobody looks behind for any pursuing linebackers, and he's able to just wipe out Frazier, knock the ball loose, and it stays inbounds long enough for Science Hill to recover it. Say number 43, Cole Fleeman, was the one that ended up with the ball.
Number 24, Malik Anderson with the sack. We'll have to send him that clip for his highlight reel. Inside, handoff, straight ahead. That's Necessary down to about the 2-yard line, right down here in front of us.
And this is how he picks up most of his yardage, is in the Wildcat formation. You see Anderson back there with him, but he's just serving as a lead blocker, and Necessary is going to carry the ball.
Trying to cut it outside, looking to get into the end zone, make the pylon. And does. Touchdown Toppers.
3-yard touchdown run by number 6, Baylor Necessary.
About a 2.5-yard touchdown run. Great team effort inside the red zone there. Science Hill lining up for the extra point. And that was awful. That's why you always wait, because looking at that, it almost looked like it went on the outside. We're right down here in front of it. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here as they swap offenses and defense here for kickoff. Gridiron Game Day, BTES Power 7.
Energy. There's more to it than keeping the lights on, because we're served by public power, owned by the people who live here, and charged with one purpose: helping our communities thrive. Together, we support what matters to us, like more job opportunities, protected lands, and local education. You see, it's about more than power. It's about how we use our energy for a better tomorrow. That's community energy.
BTES Power 7 Gridiron Game Day here at Westridge tonight. Science Hill Hilltoppers have come to town and are playing very well.
Yeah, Westridge kind of shot themselves in the foot there on that last offensive drive. Just some undisciplined play with the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and then not picking up the backside of the quarterback, and then Anderson comes up with that strip sack. Very short field for Science Hill, and they took advantage.
Fielded around the 10-yard line and tackled right around the 15. Great job by number 1, Ian Matthews. I think that's Mathis, not Matthews.
That is Mathis, and they've had great kicking downfield coverage all night. Mab has really had nowhere to go with the ball. Dayton Brown there on the return didn't have anywhere to go either, so it doesn't matter who's returning the ball. They have always ended up with a long field, great downfield coverage.
Frazier bringing his offense out, trying to get them back into this before the halftime. Decides to keep it, runs right into number 90 for Science Hill. That's Hayden Cox.
Again, he is just so big, so strong, so powerful on the defensive line. Sheds his blockers, gets through, wraps up Frazier and just slings him like a rag doll down to the carpet. Showing off his German suplex skills.
United Southeast Federal Credit Union on our replay here tonight. And I think what you don't see here too, especially in the replay like that, because it's slowed down a little bit, is how fast he is coming off the ball. So we'll have to keep an eye on him the rest of the night. Frazier on the rollout, trying to flick it over to Tatum. I don't know that number 4 there would have been able, Tyler Holder would have been able to bring down Tatum as quick as because he came running up to him like, yeah, what you gonna do, buddy? He's like, I don't think it's gonna go the way you want it to. 3rd and about 12.
Yeah, Braden Austin, number 27 there, able to tip that pass away. It was gonna be a pretty tough go for Tatum to try to get any momentum going just because of the play breaking down. He got flushed out of the pocket again, tried to find Tatum, but Science Hill did a great job that time of continuing their pursuit, keeping their eyes up and get their hands up.
Frazier rolling around. Again, number 90, number 27 in there on the tackle. Probably not the most helpful thing that the percussion section is warming up right down here when your team is backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to go against, and now, yeah, and with 3rd and long anyway, you know Science Hill's going to be pinning their ears back, going with some pressure, and Westridge having to punt it away now. Science Hill will get the ball with probably pretty decent field position again after this punt.
Low line drive punt. Going to take a wolf bounce. That sounds like something you do to a kid in a ball pit.
The wolf bounce?
You wolf bounce them into the ball pit.
That's right.
Next week's game. What y'all doing next week? Come watch us here, Jefferson County. We're back at Westridge. Next week, Jefferson County is coming to town to take on the Wolves. Airtime is 6:30. Kickoff is at 7. We'll be broadcasting live here from Westridge again.
That'll be another big game for Westridge. That's another conference game. And if this result sticks this week.
Perry somehow still on his feet after all of that. Finds a guy downfield. I believe that's Huff. What a crazy play.
Coach Hilton absolutely beside himself that there was not a penalty thrown for a blindside block, but it looks like they may be bringing this back.
Well, there was several missed opportunities out there for making contact with the opposite team, and they are walking it back.
Yeah, because you heard the crowd reaction of, oh, that's because there's a huge block thrown.
Illegal shift on the offense. 5 yards previous spot, remains first down.
So that was not the penalty call for a blindside block. I'm very surprised.
And technically, that's the correct call there because that was before the play, so you have to deal with the penalties in order.
Yeah.
And so that flag was thrown before the play happened.
Yeah, they let the play out. That way, if the defense comes up with a turnover or something like that, then that would stand. They could decline the penalty.
Handoff. Perry looking for the corner again. Seems like he's found it out across the 45-yard line.
But as I was saying, for next week's game, Jefferson County, Westridge will need to win against Jefferson County and Morristown East. If this result stands, they're going to need some help. They're going to need some help out of somebody to try to also make sure that Morristown East and Jefferson County lose another couple games.
It'll come down to that Dobbinsville-Science Hill game if they're able to. And this game's far from over. They're only down by 2 touchdowns.
Right. Yeah, lots of football left.
Handoff to Perry. Looks like got a little bit of a hold in the backfield, but not going to call it. And finally pushed out of bounds is Perry after a gain of about 8 yards. Watch him as Perry goes right here. 50's got a hold of some jersey there on 53.
Yeah, it looks like there was a flag thrown. There's yellow paint and like the wolf's eyes are right along the wolf's snout.
Number 50.
They did call it. I stand corrected. My apologies.
Mike Gauntz is on it.
To the zebra herd. He's on it. He's the one that called it. He's tucking his flag.
Now, from where we're at, though, it's tough to see some laundry on the field sometimes, especially when you get around to the painted areas. It's hard to pick up a little bit. But they do call that holding penalty. And this time, Science Hill now disrupting their offensive drive with a couple penalties in a row.
Handoff to Perry. That's not Perry. That would be Ian Mathis.
Ian Mathis on the carry.
He did hit the hole quick and was doing his best to stay behind his blockers. That's a gain of about 6 yards.
Second and 13 for blockers.
5 minutes left to go here in this half.
Yeah, Mathis coming in with 173 yards, so not quite heavily as used as Perry, but pretty good running back in his own right.
Handoff again to Mathis. Not much on that play, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Looks like they're only giving him about a half a yard on that play. A little bit of a low snap. We've seen a few of those here on this series too. Got a good little pancake block going on there.
Good job by Hayden Music there to jump in and take him down.
3rd and 12. Perry back to pass. He's got a guy wide open and that is John out in just the biggest blank spot in the middle of this defense.
Yeah, they just lose track of Gatorwa here, and he's able to pick up a huge pickup here. Science Hill now revitalizing their offensive drive, seeking to put up some more points on that board.
They do like that skinny seam route where they just kind of come towards the middle and then cut it off and go straight down the field. Blitz by the Wolves straight ahead. I believe that was Perry on that run as well. It was. He hits the hole so fast that he's almost into the second level of the defense before they realize who has the ball. And they're doing a little bit of the quarterback has the option to hang on to it. They're doing the RPO, the run pass option. You can see here he thinks about it for a second before he finally lets it go for Perry.
And like you said, Westridge had sent a blitz and it almost worked to their disadvantage because they were blitzing, ended up collapsing around the center of the offensive line, and he just ran it right up the gut.
Same play again, Perry staying on his feet this time till he's all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Aiden Perry on the carry. Shot made by number 24, Gage Music.
And this Science Hill offensive line has been very good all season. There's some big talented guys creating some massive holes for these running backs and working great with the lead blocking, forming a wedge down the field as well.
Handoff to Perry. Just around the 10-yard line, which is where the line of scrimmage is. Might have had, looks like it's going to just be back to the original line of scrimmage. Yeah. Second down for the Toppers.
That time a much better job here by Westridge. Sam Perry comes out here as well and just able to slow him up, and then Nathan Arnold cleans it up. Much better stand here on that play.
Taylor with the handoff. Inside. Diving and driving here. Nalik Anderson. Down to about the 3-yard line, between the 2 and the 3-yard line. Third down, 3rd and goal for the Toppers. Giant hole there. Look at that. Great job by the offensive line there.
And at 6A, a lot of times you won't see guys playing both sides of the ball, but at the same time, if you've got talent, if you've got speed, agility, if you are a good football player, sometimes it just necessitates itself to play both sides.
Wildcat package again, handoff to Anderson. Anderson powers his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers. Wildcat package with Necessary in at quarterback.
Just a gritty, hard-nosed run by Anderson. Would not be denied as he seeks the near pylon. Finds the edge, runs through one tackle, through another tackle, powers his way into the end zone. And you can see the talent that Anderson has. He showed off his speed on that blitz, causing the strip sack, and then he shows his power, forcing his way into the end zone.
Straight down the middle for the extra point. It is good, making it 28-7 with 1:40 left to go here. We'll be right back after these messages here on Gridiron Game Day.
On the go, download the BTES mobile app to easily keep up with your account. View your current balance and due date, make payments via check or credit card, view your account history, and much more. Download the BTES mobile app on your mobile device today.
28-7, the Hilltoppers up on the West Ridge Wolves. Mab back to receive this kickoff.
For the Hilltoppers, number 37, Carter Lockman.
Carter Lockman to kick off for the Toppers. High kick. Fielded at the 9. Hit again hard. It's Ian Mathis again. Brings down Mab. Gain of about 11 on the return. 20-yard line is where they'll start. 1st and 10 for the Wolves. 1:33 to go here. They've got an opportunity to get some points on the board.
But no timeouts, as they had to use all 3 of them in the first quarter. You've got to run some plays that gets you to the sidelines here. Get a first down that will temporarily stop the clock as well. But they've got to make sure that they have great time management, play management, and you don't want to take up, if you have a play that falters, Science Hill can call timeout as well to try to save some time.
Frazier looking downfield. Tatum down to the 30. 33-yard line. Wolves are going to have to hurry to get on the ball. Good job by Frazier keeping that play alive. Looked like 90 was going to get him from behind there for a second.
Yeah, I thought Hayden Cox was going to come up with another sack, possibly even a strip sack. He is about 6 inches away from getting Frazier from behind as well. And just able to flip it out to Tatum, picks up a huge first down. That clock is ticking.
Minute left to go here in the half. Handoff inside, just stuck his head down. He knew it was coming. Not much can be done about that. Number 6, Isaac McGee.
And I think Science Hill not calling any timeouts. West Ridge is going to run another play. They'll have to prior to the end of the half. And they're just going to hope for maybe a home run play here. They don't want to do anything that's going to stop the clock. So look for it to stay on the ground, or maybe a little screen pass out to the left if you got trips at the top of your screen.
Science Hill in the dime coverage again. Looking downfield. That's McGee. He catches that ball. He still in bounds.
Number 5, Braden Letcher coming in with a huge hit to close out the half.
McGee doesn't seem to be impressed by it, but that is going to be the end of the half. It's 28-7. That does look like a good hit, but I think it was mostly the up half, the top half where you had him off balance a little bit. We got our dance team's going to be coming out here in just a minute as the band continues to warm up right next to us. 28-7. Mike, what do you think here about the Wolves for the second half?
Well, the Wolves can take a little bit of solace in the fact that they allowed 13 less points than William Blount did in the first half, but at the same time, they're down 3 touchdowns. They know that they've given Science Hill some short fields a couple of times now, and it's going to take a lot more disciplined play, and they've got to get their offense together. The points that they have on the board came from a tipped ball that ended up in their favor right into the hands of Bannon, and that's the only really offensive success that they've had. They haven't really been able to put together a consistent drive.
All right, so here's the West Ridge Alphas.
It's time for your halftime entertainment. Please direct your attention to the playing surface as Westridge High School proudly presents the award-winning Westridge Alphas. Westridge Alphas.
I'm here with Deborah Mullins, who is a teacher here at Westridge High School, but we are going to talk a little bit about the community. We know it's been a hard week. There's a lot going on. What does that mean to the students here, everything that you all have done to support the community?
Well, as a leader, all of our adults are leaders in the school, but as a leader for these students, you know, this is going to be something that turns into a core memory for them growing up. This is a historical event that we will remember, but also that they will remember, and they're going to be telling their children and their grandchildren about this event for generations to come. What's important for us as the leaders in these young people's lives is to demonstrate by our actions and our attitudes what it means to be a community member, how to look out for our neighbors, not just in the doing, but the attitude and the spirit of giving. We're showing them what it means to be empathetic, to be compassionate, and when people ask for assistance, we do it at the drop of a hat. We say, what do you need? When do you need it? Where are we going? And we make it happen. This is how we build character with our young people. It's really sad and unfortunate when events like this happen. However, when we can use these events to mold their character and to teach them resilience and survival, this is what helps grow young people into strong adults. And so we're going to do what we can in this horrible situation to use it to mold them, to grow strong adults in our community so that when they are parents and when they are grandparents, they're going to be telling their kids, do you know what we had to do to help our neighboring counties survive? And it's going to be something that is generational, the resilience that is just going to be instilled in them. And so we hope that our example is what they remember and they live it out.
And it's really finding that silver lining in such a terrible situation and showing them, here's what we can do when things are tough, when things are bad. Look, to see how we can help be the helper or look for the helpers.
Yes, Mr. Rogers, he said when he was scared, his mother would say, always look for the helpers. There are always helpers. And I mean, the helpers have come out of the woodwork, so to speak, and we're all here. People have donated goods, dry goods, food, clothes. They have gone out and purchased personal hygiene items, and they're saying, where do we need it? Where's the biggest need? People from out of state have been reaching out saying, who would have thought we needed hurricane preparedness in the mountains? Right. Here we are. Nobody has experienced this before, but by golly, this is not the end of us. This is just the beginning of what it means to teach our young people this is what community looks like.
Well, and it looks like that you are doing a great job teaching the Wolves here at Westridge, not only as an English teacher, but also about what it means to be a community member and a volunteer and a Tennessean. We appreciate the work that you're doing and all of the things that are happening here at Westridge.
Thank you. Here on the Ridge, we like to say, how, yeah.
All right. And with that, we will be back right after this break.
In the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, where the spirit of community runs deep, Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services has been a cornerstone in our area for almost 80 years. Founded in 1945, BTES began with a simple mission: to bring reliable electricity to every home and business in Bristol. Through decades of dedication, innovation, and unwavering service, we've powered dreams and brightened lives. Today, we stand as a testament of progress, offering state-of-the-art services while honoring our rich legacy. Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services, our community's trusted resource for energy and connectivity. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Food City, Gateway Self-Storage, Moe's, M Square Renovations, Pizza Plaza.
We use energy in powerful ways. But for our region, there's more to it than keeping the lights on. Because we're served by public power, owned by the people who live here. It's for all of us. So the initiatives we're able to support have one purpose: helping our communities thrive. We're bringing the benefits of our potential to everyone. That's community energy, and it's happening all around us. Like more job opportunities and growing neighborhoods, outdoor recreation thanks to our protected lands and waterways, supporting local education, local business, and investing in the things we care about. You see, it's about more than power. It's about how we use our energy for a better tomorrow. That's community energy. That's the power of us.
Welcome back to West Ridge High School, where the Hilltoppers are leading the Wolves 28-7. And we've talked a lot about what's going on in the field, but we get also a chance to talk about things going off the field as we look at our Burke, Powers, and Hardy Student of the Week.
I'm here with this week's Burke, Powers, and Hardy Student of the Week, Bailey Quillen. Let's talk about all you're involved in here at West Ridge.
So my main thing is I'm a member of the marching band where I do drumline. So that's what I'm doing most of the year is with band. I'm also a student ambassador. I'm involved in Beta Club, National Honor Society, HOSA, and I help with the Unified Champions Club.
A lot going on in your life. Mr. Leo was talking before we came on camera and said that you were just so helpful and really put yourself out there to help others. Let's talk a little bit more about drumline and what you enjoy most about that.
Yeah, so I think most people, when they think of marching band, they think like your typical instruments, and the drumline's kind of like, I like to think the powerhouse of the band.
Yeah.
I might be partial, but of course. Yeah, it's really fun. I love game days are my favorite. That we also compete. We're getting ready. We were supposed to have a competition last weekend, but obviously we had to cancel that, which we're going to have one this weekend, hopefully, at Wise Central, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Our first of the season, and football game this Friday, too.
And so you all do some special things, so it's not just the performance on the field. I see you in front of the student section with the cheerleaders doing some really cool things. So I love when you all come by and I get to listen to those up close and personal things. Let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned student ambassadors, what that is and what you do with that.
Yeah, so there's a group of us here and we help do community projects. We do lots of service outside the school, like we're doing a fall festival at Rock Springs. We'll do other like Thanksgiving projects and stuff like that. And we also, we just do a wide variety of things, help tours around the school. So it's just
it's really a service organization and representing West Ridge.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's talk about your plans after high school. So Bailey is a senior, so what are your plans?
So after I graduate, I'm hopefully going to ETSU, and I'm going medical, so I'm thinking radiology.
Okay.
And I'll do something like that.
Well, that's a great career in the future, and it goes right with helping others and really being in that field, which is right up your alley. Bailey, thank you so much for coming and talking with us. And this has been our Burke, Powers, and Hardy Student of the Week.
Bailey Quillen, our Burke, Powers, and Hardy Student of the Week. Mike, a lot of stuff going on here in this game tonight. What do you see that the Wolves need to do to come back and get back into this game?
They've got to play clean, disciplined football. They have had a couple penalties that have really kind of staunched out a couple of their drives, but at the same time, penalties aren't really the big story. It's just the overwhelming Science Hill defense. They have put a lot of pressure on Frazier. He has not been able to get comfortable in the pocket, and then as a result of the pressure, even their running game has been affected. Amex hasn't been able to get his legs underneath him either, and they've just had a tough time on offense. So they've got to put some things together.
Science Hill really, for all their high-powered offense, really are only up by 3 touchdowns because the one's the tip ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we wipe those off, it's really a 21-0 game right now, and it's nothing. I mean, it's nothing really spectacular. They get a couple big splash plays here and there, but it's not what you would think of somebody who took Maryville to the wire.
No. And sometimes we've seen other teams, professional, college, or whatever, that sometimes you play to your competition. And Maryville, Science Hill has not beaten Maryville in Stacy Carter's regime as the head coach of Science Hill. And so when they went to Maryville, they were up in that game. And even Maryville's coach said Science Hill should have won that game. So they got up for that game. And so sometimes it's hard to get up for that game and then come back. And they kind of took out their frustration against William Blount, wanted to establish themselves. And when they did that, they're thinking, well, we can probably just run over the conference for the rest of our schedule leading up to the Dobbins-Bennett game. You come out, and everybody tries to say week to week, this is the game that we're focused on. We're not focused on any other game. But really, when the calendar comes out, you circle some of the matchups. This is one of them for Westridge. Westridge really had circled Science Hill in the fact that they've played Science Hill tough a couple of times since they've been here as a school, but it has not gone Westridge's way. And Science Hill, you can see they're just a little bit deeper, they're a little bit more experienced, and they've got more power and more size up front. That's been the big story all night, the offensive and defensive line for Science Hill.
Yeah, you can really outwork folks with technique and in the weight room and different things like that, but you can't overcome size and speed. There's just no substitute for that. As we see our drum line through there, we just talked to Bailey Quillen, one of our Burke Powers and Hardy Students of the Week, and they do the drum line thing right there in front of the student section each time. Our man Steve down there in the thick of it. Science Hill taken back to the sideline. Got about a little bit more than a minute.
Coach Carter has his guys really prepared for this game. That's one thing that they are, is well coached. They have a game plan every week, week in, week out. They have a plan in place. They look at the film, they study the film. And I was talking to Matt Eads, the assistant coach for Science Hill, and he said this is one of the better teams that they've had in a while. They're always good, but this team, they really want another shot at Maryville in the playoffs. They feel like they can get there, and then if they do meet Maryville in the playoffs, that they can give them another run for their money and even come out with a win. Westridge, on the other hand, like I said, there's still a lot of football left. There's two quarters left, but at the same time, they're facing an uphill battle right now against Science Hill. They have not been able to do anything on the offensive side of the football.
As we see Westridge is, we're looking into the student section right now, all wearing orange in community solidarity with all of the stuff that's been going on around our area, from Florida all the way up into Virginia. A lot of people are kind of forgetting about South Carolina. One of the camps that we've gone to in the past, Look Up Lodge, hit pretty hard as well. They were digging their way out. A lot of the same situations. A lot of devastation in North Carolina and Irwin, up into Virginia. Our thoughts and prayers for sure are with the families and folks, and special thanks to all the churches and community groups and first responders and volunteers who are trying just to help out their neighbor. And we've got a Hilltopper on a return all the way down to the 40-yard line. Let's see where they decide to spot this one. It looked like it might have gone just a little bit past the 40.
Ian Mathis there, he has been great in kick coverage now, and he also has been on the receiving end of a couple of Westridge kickoffs now, and showing his speed once more. You see him as a gunner on special teams, and he's a huge factor for them.
Hand off to Perry, going off the right side, finally brought down after a gain of about 6 or 7. Tatum able to bring him down. And like we said earlier, it's starting to get a little chippy out there.
Yeah, a little frustration builds up, and just kind of wanting to establish yourself, wanting to let the other guys know, hey, we're still here, we're still fighting. And then Science Hill can kind of be in the glow mode of, hey, scoreboard.
Right.
And it just kind of gets, you got to rein those
Whistle.
emotions in.
Well, there are 4 teams in the area that everybody's gunning for all the time. Dobbins Bennett Indians by far.
Yep.
Science Hill would be a close second to
Prior to the
that.
snap,
Elizabethan.
Illegal procedure number 8 on the offense. 5-yard penalty remains second down.
And then Greenville, of course. Those are the 4 that everybody wants to take down all the time. So anytime that you feel like you got any kind of advantage when you're playing them, there always feels, that's when it really kind of starts getting a little chippy sometimes. And football being one of those sports where it's constantly physical and you're constantly exchanging, just sets the stage for it a little bit more. Taylor, handoff to Perry. Nope, that ball is out. I don't think he held on to that very well. Just kind of stripped it out of his hand. Is number 14 there for Westridge.
That's Dylan Bannon again. He was
take a look
the
at
one
this
that, that had that tip ball. Yeah, he just never had the ball. Perry never got it. It was not a clean exchange. Bannon was there to pick it up. He was the one that had the tip ball down for a touchdown. Comes up with the ball as well now, and that sets up Westridge with a offensive drive here early in the second half.
Bannon having a great game today. 78-yard touchdown, or 87-yard touchdown rather. Fumble recovery. Pitch out wide to Amex, trying to get him into some space. Good pursuit, though, by Famoyan and number 27. That's Braden Austin. You can see him just go with him all the way down the line. Get him out in the flats. That's still a gain of a yard, though. Science Hill knows that they like to throw it a lot, so they're still staying in the nickel coverage here. Under center, pitch to Mab. Same play to the other side, same result.
Yeah, that time Anderson, again, we've been talking a lot about this linebacker core for Science Hill, and they have done a great job of just funneling to the football, not letting Westridge get to the edge, and Anderson coming up with another big tackle.
If Westridge is going to get into this game, they're going to have to get just a little bit more creative than that. Under center again, Frazier, pitch, not quite able to hang on to it. He's going to be brought down from behind because not able to quite get a clean pitch. I said they need to get more creative, and they're getting ready to do it.
Yeah, they tried. McGee just never got a good handle on that football until it was too late. A good pitch out there, and it just kind of goes behind him. I think he's looking downfield before he has the football and brings it up, but by that time, significant pressure, and again, number 90, Cox, in there for another tackle.
Punting formation for the Wolves. Dylan Bannon back to kick.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 1. 5-yard penalty remains fourth down.
That's Ethan Amex.
Illegal procedure on the offense, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot.
I didn't even see where he was lining up. Is he the up man? Nope, he's not. That's Brown. Line drive kick fielded cleanly by the Toppers. Still on his feet till he gets all the way out to the sideline is Branson Newberry.
Science Hill again will take over on good field position already in Wolves territory. That's kind of where they've lived all night with their offense. They've had the majority of their drives starting in Wolf territory, and that never spells success when your opponent's starting in your territory.
Handoff again inside to Perry. Gain of about 3. He's still on his feet. Almost broke loose on that. Gabe Music refusing to let him go. That's number 1, Ian Matthews, or Mathis on that. Watch right here, he just kind of squirts through the defense. Tatum thought he had him.
Yeah, Music finally gets him down, but not before, like you said, he eludes multiple tackles.
Ball tipped at the line after the play action. Famoyan was in a great position to get some yards after the catch on that 3rd and 1 for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, that was about to be a huge pickup for Science Hill if that ball gets loose. Westridge does a great job, though, of knocking that ball down.
To the other side, Mathis out to the 20, still on his feet. Falls forward to about the 12-yard line. He's nimble.
Yeah, he can cut through pretty much any gap. There's no gap too small for him to squirt through. As you see the direct handoff here, good lead blocking once again. Mathis gets the edge, and then his speed takes over. Just slips out of 1 tackle, 2 tackles, almost slips out of a 3rd tackle, but he's finally brought down, but not before it's first down.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Handoff to Mathis again as he tries to get loose. Not quite able to that time. All the way down to the 10-yard line. Gain of about 1.
Crucial set of downs here for Westridge. They've got to come up with a stop right here to get the momentum back on their side. Even giving up a field goal, you'll take it. Right now with them in the shadow of the goalpost, Westridge got to come up with a stop.
Into the end zone. Famoyan looking for a flag. The ball wasn't really catchable, though. That's Spencer Taylor to try to get to Famoyan. That was a good route there, just a little bit out of his reach. Third down for Science Hill.
It's like a line change there for both teams. Science Hill made some offensive substitutions, so then that allows Westridge to also make defensive substitutions as well. And you see the play clock ticking down.
We've got a referee's timeout.
Maybe an equipment issue.
I think that's the ref being charitable because there were some people who weren't on the field who were supposed to be. They're letting everybody get set after the play clock had run out. Back in the Wildcat package with Necessary back at quarterback and Anderson in the backfield. A lot of pressure getting flushed out. Straight ahead is Necessary. Lost his helmet. That's still a pretty good gain of about 8 yards.
He's trying to plead his case that his helmet was ripped off with a face mask. We'll see if we can catch it here. Necessary finds that edge. Again, great lead blocking there. Spins out of 1 tackle. Nah, I don't think it was a face mask. He just, big old Caden Duke rolled over top of his helmet and rolled his helmet right off of him.
4th and about 2. Can still get a first down here. Hand off to Anderson. Hit in the backfield. That should be a turnover on downs. How about big number 53 there coming up clutch?
That's right, Tanner Mims coming up with the trip of Anderson. This is a great open field tackle. It's either Mims or a first down, and instead Mims prevails, is able to trip up Anderson and does a great job. Westridge gets that stop that they really needed, and they'll take over on their own 4-yard line.
6.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 from the 4 for the Wolves. Bannon at the bottom of your screen there. Frazier in his end zone. Got to watch out for the blitz here. Science Hill likes the blitz, and they're fast. And they're showing safety blitz. Frazier on the quick pattern in front of Famoyan. who should probably get an Oscar for this with all of his gesticulating and acting like things are happening. A little bit behind the receiver there is Bannon. Bannon was the intended target. They are a yard deep in their end zone. Science Hill showing blitz again and coming with it. And it brought down, that should be.
We'll see what the ruling is, because the entire football needs to be, yep. So the entire football has to be out of the end zone for it not to be a safety, and the referees conferenced and decided that he was not beyond the goal line.
Have they signaled yet, though?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at him. I think the football was out of the end zone here. But as he's being brought down, they were showing. Let's see where it's got.
See, he's got
tucking
the football tucked behind him right there.
That's it.
And if he had stretched that football out, he stretches it out, but it's just too late. His knee's already down.
His knee is down. And so Science Hill's correct. Mike Gaunt signals safety. Frazier knows he should have tossed that one away. It's tough, though, when a guy's got a hold of your collar to pull you down.
Yeah, and on the offensive side, if you are at the goal line, the ball just has to break the plane for it to be a touchdown. But it's the reverse whenever you are in your own offensive, or when you're in your own end zone, the entirety of the football has to come out of the end zone for it not to be a safety, and that just was not the case on that play.
Braden Austin, great job funneling him down the line of scrimmage and then making sure he stayed in there long enough to get the score. That's going to make it 30-7. Westridge is going to kick off to Science Hill, or punt off. I think in high school they do the punt kick. And it looks like they're putting it on a tee. As soon as I said that, no. They got Brandon out there. There we go. Perry back to receive. I believe I'd be kicking away from him.
So instead of a free kick, like a punt style, they just back you up to the 20-yard line. But they allow you to kick it like normal.
So a little bit of strategy here, Mike. Kick it out of bounds. They have to go back to the 35-yard line at the other end of the field, right? No? Okay.
No, I don't.
That's a good kick, though. Deep kick to the 30-yard line. Perry on his feet out to the 45, where he is brought down very well. That's number 24, Gabe Music. Good return, good kick, good deep kick. So you don't think they would spot him on the 35?
No, I think past the 35, you get the ball where it goes out of bounds. But good thinking. Good try.
Just, a little strategery, as President Bush once said.
But honestly, not a bad trade-off. Obviously, you would rather have offensive success and take the ball down the field, but to stop Science Hill from scoring a touchdown and to give up a safety, but then Science Hill now has a longer field to deal with. I think
Perry
you take that
out
trade.
of a swing pass out of the backfield, still on his feet. Music brings him down hard. 5:53 to go here, bringing up another first down for the Hilltoppers. Science Hill in control of this game. Back to pass, Science Hill. Mathis out of the backfield. Enough for a first down as he's out across the 20 and brought down around the 17. I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a block there from number 8.
Yeah, we haven't seen this play much tonight at all. Just a little screen pass out to Mathis. Mathis has a little bit of lead blocking downfield, but more importantly, they just give it to the guy with the skills, the elusive skills that Mathis has, and they let him go to work.
Back to pass. In the end zone. That's number 8, John. All the way into the end zone. Nice little nifty move there. Looked like he was about to give him the dipsy doodle and didn't have to.
No, he just untouched. Waltzes right into the end zone for another Hilltopper touchdown. Ball just flipped out here to Giturwa, and he makes one guy miss. Kind of didn't really do much to make him miss, just kind of caught him in his over pursuit more than anything, and then cuts it back in for a touchdown.
Nice little crossing pattern there from Giturwa. That's going to make it 37-7. As we go to break, here's some of the footage from last week's events and our employees working to restore services from Hurricane Helene.
Did you know that United Southeast Federal Credit Union has loans for all kinds of things, like a house, a new car, or even a big old camper? They can help make it happen. If you want to go on vacation, like to a baseball game, USFCU is here to help. You can apply for loans online or in person, whether it's for something big or something small, like your first used car, which I'll need soon. I wonder if they can help me buy a baseball team. Hey Siri, remind me to ask Mom.
West Ridge Wolves tonight hosting the Science Hill Hilltoppers. 4:52 left to go here in the third quarter. Score is 37-7, so we'll have a running clock from here on. Science Hill well in control of this conference action game. High kick, caught and then taken out of bounds. Now, hang on a second. Why would you catch that ball? Instead of letting it bounce out of bounds, you would be on the 35-yard line, but now you're on the 8-yard line because you caught it and stepped out of bounds.
That's similar to the opening kickoff that Westridge fielded, except this one was even closer to the boundary line. And I think you have to take a gamble right there and just see if it bounces back out of bounds.
Coach Hilton's about to have kittens on that one. He doesn't understand that either. Why would you catch it and step out of bounds at the 8? That'd be like fair catching the kickoff. Wolves back in. Hilltoppers showing blitz again. Not this time. Running straight ahead is Amex. He's tripped up. That's Branson Newberry.
This Westridge offense just been scuffling all game. Science Hill's done a great job of up front disrupting everything that Westridge is trying to do. They're getting penetration when it's back for a pass. They're blowing off their blocks and making big tackles when it's a running play. And Westridge just has nowhere to go to find any offense right now.
Play action. Back to pass is Frazier. It's got Mab. Mab not quite able to hang on to that one. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Wolves.
Yeah, that's a painful drop there. Mab usually sure-handed. He's unable to bring that ball in. I think he was trying to find the sticks before he brought that ball down. Now Westridge again facing a long yardage scenario.
That's 3rd down, not 4th down, my bad. Back to pass is Frazier, looking downfield. He's got Brandon, which is enough for a 1st down right in front of the 20-yard line. Wolves finally getting a little bit of movement, working on the corners.
Yeah, great quick pass here. This is a good timing play. Cox just gets to Frazier and kind of gives him A little extra business is necessary on his way out.
Yeah, necessary with the unnecessary razzle dazzle at the end. You knew I was going to do that.
You jumped in front of me.
I did.
It was coming. It was boiling up right.
That was next. Westridge 1st and 10. Handoff inside. It's going to bring up 2nd down. I think he's going to lose about a yard on that.
Yeah, they put
maybe closer to
McGee
2.
in motion from the end around motion. You see trying to throw off what they were planning on doing. They handed off directly to Amex, and the Hilltoppers were not fooled. They were ready, arms wide open to receive Amex lovingly into their embrace.
I think you're trying to bait me into singing, and I'm not going to do it. Frazier, 2nd down and 13. Play action. Looking downfield, getting a little bit of pressure. And he throws this one away. Careful, Steve. He almost got Steve. Mab was the intended target downfield, but he was well covered. 3rd and it looks like it's closer to 14 from our angle.
And as a result of that last touchdown, Science Hill's up by 30 points, so there is a running clock.
So we're almost to the end of the 3rd quarter here. Last play of the 3rd quarter here. Frazier looking deep. He's got Mab, who almost had a hold of that one. Very well defended by Tyler Holder. And timed it pretty well. He was able to get his hands on it, just not quite able to hang on to it.
Frazier, we know that he's got a big arm and he can launch it down the field. Mab jumps just a little bit early, just mistimed his jump. He's on his way down as that ball slides through his hands.
All right, we'll be right back here. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Here for some more Gridiron Game Day on BTES Power 7.
Hey, I'm Tanner Hunt with BTES, and this is The Essentials. I'm always looking for ways to make my life easier, and the BTES mobile app is one of those ways. I downloaded the app by searching for BTES in the App Store, and now I can view my bill, make payments, set up alerts, and much more, all with the touch of a button. It saves me time and makes my life a bit easier, and it could for you too. Download the BTES mobile app on your device today.
Looking at the press box here, that's not where we're at.
No, we are not.
We're lined up directly with the north end zone here, but you're able to look out in the stands. The Westridge fans not feeling it tonight. It's a tough game for them, and they know it's a conference game. They know it's an important game. Mike, I always wanted to do that with my beard when it was real long. But I like living at my house, and my wife was not up for that.
Reminds me of, a dwarvish beard.
Yes.
From Lord of the Rings or something like that.
There we are. Hey! What's up, guys? Oh, don't do guns. We're at a school. All right, back on the field, the Hilltoppers. Back to receive this punt. Line drive punt. It's going to bounce out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. I wouldn't let them have the ball like that either again, not with the way Brandon Newberry's been recovering or returning kicks.
Right. No, they've got just some explosive athletes on their team, and they've put their talents on display tonight. They have been able to find offensive rhythm. They've come up with huge defensive stops, and like we've said, other than the tipped ball that could have been intercepted, that fell into Bannon's arms, that's the extent of the offense for Westridge, pretty much.
And that was our player to watch, Brandon Necessary, who got his hands on that ball too. Back to pass. Spencer looking downfield, getting a lot of pressure. Tries to sling it back inside, not quite able to make a connection. I think he was looking for Leisure there.
Laser does the correct job of a tight end. You always just funnel along with your quarterback. You've seen it at all levels of play. And just as your quarterback goes to the sideline, you kind of follow him around. That way you give him an option to maybe try to fit the football into, and Laser can high point it with the best of them.
Back to pass. Speaking of Laser, right across the middle on a square in route, just past the 30-yard line. They're not giving it to him, though. They're going to spot it just on the other side of the 30-yard line. But that's also going to be a first down. Good look here. Sets his feet. Hits him in the numbers.
Yep, we saw that a lot from Drake Fisher whenever he was at Sullivan East, and now Taylor just reproducing that success.
And look at that. Back to pass. On the rush there, on the stunt, is number 15, Jacob Bledsoe. Off the weak side, able to get up underneath the Science Hill team. Get a nice little sack here on Spencer Taylor.
Yep, gets great pressure through the line that time. Does Bledsoe, just a junior linebacker. 7-yard loss.
2nd and 17 for the Hilltoppers. As the clock ticks away here in the 4th quarter. Handoff inside to Mathis as he tries to go off tackle, and does. He's out across the 20. And by the time he hits that corner, by the time you realize he's got the ball, he's 5 yards deep.
Tackled on the play by number 58, Caden Coates.
Nice burst of speed here.
Quarterback for the Hilltoppers, number 12.
Yeah, he's able to find that edge. Is Mathis again. Spins around, almost gets away from the defender. They marched him out of bounds back there, but I honestly don't think he was. I think he was able to leap over the defender on the ground.
Yaturwa with another reception on the spin, and that ball is loose. Picked up and run out of the end zone is Music, who could have just fell on it and got a touchback. But he gets it all the way out to the 18-yard line instead. Watch right here, Cole Resu in for Taylor. Yaturwa, nice little catch, little dipsy doodle. But then here comes the pain from number 55.
Yeah, Nathan Arnold comes from behind and just punches that ball out. And I don't necessarily mind the play by Music. He's trying to make something happen, trying to get something going. You never know if you're going to break off something big.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't fault him for that at all. Frazier out to Bannon, not quite able to hang on to that one.
Yeah, Tyler Holder and Darren Hill for Science Hill, they're in coverage. Both of them kind of knocking that ball down.
Well, the only reason I really said that, too, was because he waited for the ball to dribble into the end zone before he picked it up.
Yeah.
And so I thought, oh, he's going to fall on it and get a touchback, and then he picked it up and ran. But I also understand wanting to run it out, too. Especially because he's already ran one 87 yards tonight. So all he needed was a couple more steps. But no, that was Bannon. That wasn't Music. Sorry.
Right. 14-24.
Yeah,
they both ended 4.
I was close.
That's right.
They're both tall, skinny guys. Frazier out of the pistol. 3 receivers in the game. Play action to Amex. Trying to toss it over to Tatum. Almost had it intercepted.
Yeah, Josiah Battle almost able to bring that ball in as Tatum was overshot. Frazier just didn't set his feet there. We see him throw a pretty good ball there on the run usually, but this time it sails on him. Now it's 3rd and long.
We're starting to see some substitutions here for Science Hill as well. Starting to get a couple of the younger guys in there, get them a little game time experience. 6 minutes left to go here in this game. Time winding down. Frazier with a little bit of pressure. Trying to look downfield. Tosses one deep. Caught on the sideline by Mab. They're going to rule it incomplete.
Yeah, Mab was the intended target there, but just couldn't quite come up with the football. That was going to be a spectacular play if he comes down with that ball.
He came a hair of it. 4th down from the 19-yard line. Brandon back in to punt. Or Bannon. High kick. The 45 bounces out around the 40-yard line. I think that is a nice hometown spot on that. So the Science Hill Hilltoppers, their second string team, will come in and take over on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, pretty much a complete line change now for the Hilltoppers. Because like you said, they're bringing in a couple of backup players to get some 6A game time action. You can't replicate this as number 12, Cole Rasu, coming in as QB.
This is his second series. You see our drone shot behind him. Hand off to Mathis. Mathis cutting around on the left side. He's got enough for a first down out across the 40 where he's shoved out of bounds around the 36-yard line. Let's see where they're going to spot him there. Right at the 36.
Yeah, Mathis staying in there, finding that left edge once more, makes one guy miss, and then turns the Jets on before he's forced out along the sideline.
Caught the defensive back trying to zig while the other guy was trying to zag. Rescue handoff again, going straight up the middle this time. Cutting it to the outside is Mathis, out across the 5 and into the end zone for another Topper touchdown. This is the only thing that the clock stops for, is injuries and scores. That was quite a nifty run by Mathis there. All of his teammates there, starting run back Perry and other guys there on the sideline to greet him and congratulate him. I think Coach hit him the hardest in the helmet. 44-7 after this extra point that's good. 3:40 left to go in the game as Westridge and Science Hill are battling out here for a conference playoff spot. See him cut back against the grain from about the 40-yard line into the pay dirt. Touchdown Toppers.
Hey, I'm Josh Horner. I'm the franchise owner-operator at Chick-fil-A at the Pinnacle in Bristol, Tennessee. I joined Chick-fil-A in 1996 as a teenager and worked for Chick-fil-A through college, and we've loved being able to come back to Bristol and open our Chick-fil-A here. We have been very thankful and appreciative for the work that BTES has done for us with the reliability of their services. We've been pleased to use them for our internet and phone services as well as electrical utilities. Everything has been phenomenal, especially the business services division, which has provided great support for us.
At Westridge tonight here, Science Hill in control, 44-7. A few flashes of brilliance here from Westridge Wolves. They have another deep kickoff by Cochran. Returned by Brown out across the 20 to about the 23. Where the Wolves will come out and try to get some more points on the board. Looks like we might be having a little bit of a personnel change here.
Yeah, it looks like Westridge is giving some of their younger guys some opportunities also, as there's only 3 minutes left, and again with the running clock, that's really one series maybe.
Yes. First and 10 from the 22-yard line. Who do we got in at quarterback now, Mike? I think that's number 9.
have number 9,
Nope,
Braylon Faint, or number
6 is in at quarterback. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Isaac McGee serving as quarterback. He's a sophomore involved in defense a lot of times, and he'll occasionally run the ball, but for the most part, he's more on defense, but he is the backup quarterback, and we'll wait to see if he's the heir apparent for next year.
I saw him out there with Frazier. Frazier's got a solid 5 or 6 inches on him.
Frazier's a big boy.
Back to pass, going to keep it and try to make the corner, and he does, out across the 30, and then he's brought down out of bounds after the play is over. Stepped out.
Isaac McGee on the carry.
That's how people get hurt knees.
Yeah, tackled from behind, but he's able to find the edge that Westridge has not been able to find all game.
That right there is a personal foul. You are clearly out of bounds before you brought him down. Yep. 3rd and about 1. Going to keep it again, enough for a first down. Out across the 35 is McGee.
He gets swallowed up by Fall from Science Hill. It just kind of, once Fall had him in his grasp, McGee just kind of disappeared. you lost sight of McGee.
Yeah, not quite as big as Frazier is. And then bloop, swallowed up.
Yeah, saying it just, you don't see him anymore.
He falls on him.
He's gone.
See what I did there?
Yeah. I'm in fall of your jokes.
Thank you. Swing pass out to the flat, still on his feet out across the 40 is number 20, Jackson Walsh. He might have rethought that after he got sandwiched.
Yeah.
Under 28 seconds to go. Let's see if they're going to run one more play.
2nd and 5.
It's under the play clock time. Looks like they are going to try to get one more off. As the play clock goes down, the press box continues to play music all the way up to the snap. Straight ahead is number 17, Jax Brown. So that'll be it, folks. 44-7, Science Hill beats Westridge.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be an uphill battle for Westridge, and Science Hill came, and they came ready to play. Their defense put on an absolute show tonight. Their line play was really the key.
Yes, that was without a doubt.
Their offensive line created huge holes for their running backs to run right through, and their defensive line, Frazier couldn't get comfortable all night, and running backs, every time they got the ball, they looked up and there's a white jersey right in front of them.
In the backfield, not even at the line of scrimmage, but in the backfield. Tough night for the Wolves, but they've got a chance to come back against Jeff County, and they got a chance to play Morristown. Is it East? Yeah, down the road here a little bit. So they've still got a chance to get in the playoffs, scratch their way in the playoffs. But right now, it's kind of like in the same conference that East is in. Greenville and Elizabethton are always kind of 1 and 2, and then everybody else is kind of playing for 3rd place. You can see coming up here, David Crockett was canceled. They played Science Hill tonight. And then Jefferson County, then they've got Tennessee High and Morristown coming up. Tennessee High, a rivalry they started the first season once they first got out here. So a lot of great football. A lot of great football. We'll show our BTS schedule for what we got coming up here as well. We've also got Jeff County coming up next week. And then we're at Tennessee High 2 weeks in a row with Cott County and Westridge is coming there. And then we're at Sullivan East when they take on Northview. That'll be a game that's on YouTube, I believe.
Thursday night special.
And then that's a Thursday night special for sure. And then Tennessee High against Boone. Not to be confused with DB, as the Boone Goons like to often say. I was talking to one of those guys the other day, and he's like, yeah, I went to DB. And I said, if you say Daniel Boone. Sure enough, that's what he was trying to say. All right, Coach Carter talking to his team. A lot of good things to take away from tonight. A lot of silly places where they didn't execute as well as they could have. Coach Hilton knows what he's got to work on for next week too, so we'll get a chance to see that. We'll catch up with him this week and talk to him about what he thinks about his team's performance. Want to say thank you for tuning in here tonight to Gridiron Game Day here on BTES Power 7. Want to thank all of our viewers who are watching us. Make sure you go on YouTube, watch the shows, share them, like them, subscribe to them. Here for BTES Power 7 Gridiron Game Day, for Leslie Blevins on the sideline, for Michael Braddock with me up here in the booth, and this fantastic BTES Power 7 crew. This has been a BTES production, your trusted resource for energy and connectivity, and this week, reconnectivity. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a thin slice of heaven.